Coming up on the Football Today podcast, we wrap up the festive season of the EPL as we look ahead to FA Cup Round 3 action. Manchester City, in a shock twist, have been handed an easy draw. Who's hot and who's not hot in the EPL? You better listen in because Football Today starts right now. Hello and welcome to the Football Today podcast. It is Thursday, the 4th of January. Also, happy Wrestle Kingdom Day to all those playing at home. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly. I'm not great. It's been a terrible week for me as an Arsenal fan, but hey, I'm joined as always by the Stats Guy McAllion over there.
What the bloody hell is the Wrestle Kingdom? I don't know what you're talking about over there.
It's the WrestleMania of Japan beats tonight.
Oh, of course. Well, we got the Football Today podcast. I'm ready to go, unlike a few other people. But
and we've got Marcus Bazzano there, and well, it really rounds out an eclectic bunch of kits that we have.
Yeah, it's cool.
What we got? We got the French League, no one cares about, and, Italy and Spain. Look at us go.
Yep, nice.
Hi, Marcus. Good.
On a Premier League theme show.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, we're changing up because, let's be honest, our teams aren't going great at the moment. Today on the show, look, we'll go through what's happened in the festive season on the EPL. We'll have a look ahead to this weekend's FA Cup. We're not going to go through the 32 games. I literally counted. I was like, we're going to look at a couple of them. Talk about what the Australians are up to abroad as well as locally, because we do have the Asian Cup coming up. Leo will be in with the trivia question. Of course, we'll start off with some Angeball, but first, the Yeah Nah, which is how we start off the Football Today podcast. I've put it in this week. Yeah Nah. Is it time for Arsenal fans to panic?
yeah, 100%.
Big,
100%. Yeah, I think so. They got 4 points from their last 5 Premier League games.
4.
I think so. Yeah, 4 points.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. You know, they were top on Christmas Day, and on New Year's Day they were 4th. How does that happen?
How tight the league is. It's nuts.
It is good. This is the tightest it's been in probably a while.
Yeah.
And I saw a bit of a meme about this. I'm not going to take credit for it, but you got Arsenal, title contenders, on 40 points. And you got Tottenham with a lot of injury problems on 39 points. So pretty funny. Like a month ago, everyone was going, Arsenal can win the league. I think, they should worry, especially when Man City are getting some of their players back, like De Bruyne is back at training. You got Villa. They can still pass Villa, but Man City and Liverpool are definitely a fair bit ahead of Arsenal at the moment. Sorry to say, Alex.
Are we putting that down to one game, or are we just saying is it overall? Because Arsenal still don't have their best defensive players available yet.
No,
as well.
it's still overall. I think, you're being a bit kind to them. I don't think Arteta's got much of a plan B, to be honest.
We'll get to that when we talk about Arsenal later. So we'll wrap it up there and
big,
get rolling
big
on the rest of the show. So big from the boys.
Yes.
Which, as Stats Guy mentioned, Tottenham, we'll talk about the Angeball status of the festive period. And, well, let's be honest, sometimes it's maybe good, sometimes it's maybe
Yeah.
It's literally an Ange over the Christmas
There's
period.
a big beat from
pretty much. I loved when Ange got all rolled up with the Bournemouth stuff
That was so
as well.
funny.
That was
Did you see what he said? He said, what were you guys arguing about? He's like, I was just saying Happy New Year and hope he has a nice holiday.
I mean, Australians, we're just getting nice. Like, hey, Happy New Year! Better wish me a Happy New Year.
I saw some footage of him calling like "sit down, you effing clown" to the guy. So
that's very
sounds
Australian.
like every family New Year's.
That literally sounds like every Australian too when someone gets in their way on New Year's. But so Tottenham winning a loss over the festive period last week. Richarlison, what's he doing? Stats Guy, your boy.
I just talked him up the last couple of weeks. He just keeps scoring. I brought him into my fantasy team, which could be the dumbest thing I've ever done, but he's in absolutely awesome form. Scored in five goals in his last 5 games. So
they're going to rely on him for goals as well, with Son leaving for the Asian Cup as well. So they're going to need goals from somewhere.
Yeah. So that was going to flow straight into that. Is Heung-min Son obviously goes away now for the Asian Cup.
Big out, yeah.
He potentially may play this weekend in some FA Cup, but then leaves.
Yep.
So still not sure on that. You've still got James Maddison to come back. Christian Romero still out. Van der Ven's still out. Ivan Perisic is out for the season. Sessegnon, Basuma still suspended, and Udogie's got some disciplinary. I can't say yellow card suspension. Words.
Well, Tottenham featured their whole defence was full of fullbacks, and Arsenal's defence is full of centre halves.
Yeah,
it's weird at the moment, isn't it? Yeah.
Can we do a trade? Yeah. We will give you Zinchenko
for 3rd place
for anyone. So Tottenham, it's coming into a tricky-ish period. I suppose the break helps them out now. With some injuries. Potentially more rehab time and such, but hopefully they get through the FA Cup
They're
this
still
week.
5th and 1 point off 3rd, which is unbelievable.
Again, shows how tight this race is.
Yeah.
But hey, let's get into On the Spot, where we sort of basically run through what the performance of the week was, who's not hot going on at the moment, which is basically the bell end of the week, the save of the week, the goal of the week, and whatever else I've missed in there. But we'll start off with the performance of the week, which is also known as the Timmy Cahill Boxing a Flag Award for who's hot in the English Premier League, or it can be worldwide. So, Olivier Giroud did score not Giroud, who was it this morning? Murata scored a hat-trick in a losing performance. So technically counts. Yeah, hello, Fada. Hello, Fada. Navarro Murata. Performance of the week, Stats Guy.
Give some damn love to West Ham. I don't think enough people are talking about West Ham. 4 straight clean sheets.
No, you're wrong.
Oh,
you're wrong.
No, I don't think they
wrong.
are. I don't know. The people are still talking about Tottenham.
You shouldn't be doing that.
Well, they're 6th. They're 6th. They've got 4 straight clean sheets. They beat Arsenal, which was absolutely hilarious.
Yep.
I just had to talk up West Ham. I think they're the performance of the week.
Performance? Did you watch them play yesterday morning?
They weren't very good in their first one, but I'm just saying performance of the week overall. Overall, I just really like West Ham.
Their last 3 games, they have been lucky to not lose all of them. They've been extremely boring. They got absolutely
smashed. The last 3 games, they've won 2.
Yeah, they got smashed by Arsenal and were just by pure goalposts and XG and everything else. They didn't lose that game. Manchester United, they scored the goal first. And Manchester United, oh, okay, we're going to lose now. And then against Brighton, they're just like, nah, we're at home. We're not even going to try. It was pathetic. They are going to slide.
They are 6th, and they're better than Brighton. They're better than Manchester United.
They're not better than Brighton.
Okay. Yesterday, that was a bit of an outlier, I think. I can say what I want on here, can't I?
Well, you can.
Apparently not.
They have more match winners than Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton do have an excessively long injury list as well at the moment too.
Well, anyway. If you compare them at the moment, West Ham are better.
I think Brighton are a better team though.
If they were all both fully fit, they got a better manager, Brighton, but I think squad-wise, I think West Ham have a better squad.
I'm just saying, I'm just surprised. You look at the table and go, West Ham are 6th. Wow. So I just want to give them some love. They're 6th and not many people are talking about it.
When things revert back to the mean at the end of the season, West Ham will be like 9th. And it'll just be,
possibly, but we'll see. We'll see.
Marcus.
Cold Palmer.
Brrr. He's lived in England all of his life.
2 goals and an assist against Luton. I guess it was against Luton, but teams have struggled against Luton at Kenilworth Road.
We did say that.
He's the only player to have a goal and an assist in 4 Premier League games so far this season. So,
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's definitely been great.
Yeah. Mine's Liverpool. They're top of the league. Mo Salah decided to absolutely batter Newcastle himself. He probably should have had 4 goals the way he played, the way that game went. They were solid against Arsenal with the 1-1 draw there. That was a great game of football. And hopefully someone listened to our fantasy chat last week like Captain Mo Salah.
Exactly, I got on that.
18 points or something?
Oh, I'm not sure.
16.
16 points. He missed the penalty, which was just brutal for someone
I
like me.
had a bet on him for first goal. And he still got first goal after the missed penalty, so I was very happy with that.
Stats guy, more like cash guy. That'll lead us straight to the bell end of the week of who's not hot. Stats guy.
Bruno Guimaraes for Newcastle, obviously the midfielder. He's given way more yellow cards than goal contributions this season. He's only got 3 goal contributions, and he got another yellow card on the weekend, so 8 yellow cards.
He's lucky he hasn't received a few other
red
cards as
yelling
well.
At the ref and things like that.
There's 2 elbows he's thrown this year that haven't been given as red cards, and it's like, hold on. It's violent conduct. Throwing an elbow is literally violent.
Yeah, so I just don't trust him. I don't trust him at all at the moment. In the midfield, he's just been angry, and I think he's an absolute balance.
Can we also, with that, it's very funny, but can we also talk about sort of Newcastle? They got smashed by Nottingham Forest. They got absolutely belted by Liverpool.
That was the highest ever XG recorded in a Premier League game.
7.2 or something?
7.8 or 7.4 or something like that. Yeah.
But just watching that game, you see, it's 4-2. It's like, this could have been 8 or 9.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very easily.
They look horrible.
It's Liverpool again flying, but Newcastle, a lot of questions going on there at the moment, which leads into sort of what you want to talk about as well for who's not hot for you. Same game.
Yeah, same game. I'm looking at Diego Jota just for absolutely diving all over the shop. When he could have just tapped it into an empty net. What are you doing? Why are you going to lay on there?
Great for Salah fantasy players.
And the fact that it still went through VAR and still got awarded a penalty after there was literally no contact.
It was weird, wasn't it? Yeah.
Like, if there was contact, it was...
Well, you've seen 3 or 4 of them this year be penalty given and then reversed when something like that's happened. Yeah. It's just, where's the consistency? And so it didn't matter in the result anyway. But
the fact that he could have just scored...
Yeah.
because it was an open goal.
That's
It was-
pathetic, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he's my bell end of the week.
Yeah, nice. Mine's Eddie Nketiah from
Oh,
Arsenal.
your man.
It's been not my man. It's been over a year since he scored away from home in a league game.
Oh.
He was pathetic against Fulham. He was just having a jog around like it was a Sunday afternoon in that game. That was a game to sort of put your foot down and say, hey, I want to stay at Arsenal and be a part of the long-term plans and actually contribute to this team. He wasn't great when he came on against West Ham either. He is not known for having an amazing work rate. Like, he doesn't really press up high and hard. It seems like he doesn't have the fitness to run out a full game either when he does play a full game. And that sort of leads me to talk about Arsenal's performances, because I could have said them, but it's like, I thought they were very good against West Ham, apart from the not putting the ball in the back of the net. Like, Martin Odegaard had one of the best displays I've seen in a losing team this season. He was fantastic. He was. It just didn't work for Arsenal. Then against Fulham, it's just like, oh, what's
going on? Yeah.
It was very flat. Not much was working. But going back to what you said earlier with Eddie's time to panic, is it better to have your little flat spot now where there's 2 weeks with no Premier League coming up now, rather than have it in March and April like Arsenal did last season and they threw the title away? Rather drop a couple of points now, and then, I'm not saying they're going to do it, but let's remember Manchester City went on a psycho run this time last year. It was like unbeaten in 16 games.
Yeah.
They're looking good now as well.
Yeah. So
they're building.
A similar thing for Arsenal is when you look at XG, goals conceded.
Just needed things to click a bit more, yeah.
That's it. Like, once Takahiro Tomiyasu comes back, Yurian Timber's going to be back later in the season, and ideally there's a purchase made in this transfer period, or even a loan. It can strengthen up Arsenal. I panicked a little bit on Monday morning, and I sat down and thought about it after watching the game, going, okay, it's better to drop these points now rather than back into the season.
I disagree. Especially like
Just don't drop points.
You're coming up against Manchester City
Already beaten
and a Jurgen Klopp Liverpool, which are the thing is, you're going to have to do what you did last season.
Liverpool have got a horrendous record at the Emirates Stadium, and we managed to sneak away from. And it's not sneak away; it was a very good draw.
You're going to have to either buy a striker in January. If you don't, you're not winning the league.
Yeah,
and you're going to have to do what you did last season, which you failed at, which was go to the Etihad and beat City over there.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
It's all right.
It could come down to that.
But the thing is, but I think it was twice in 30 days that Arsenal played Manchester City and got battered both times. Already got the win.
And the thing is, the City are only going to get even stronger and stronger. They've still got Haaland.
Someone
De Bruyne.
could slip on a banana peel there too. We're talking in a lot of hypotheticals here.
Yeah, but I don't see that a City team dropping many points.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
especially with De Bruyne coming back.
Suppose, depending on, Champions
And
League, everything else.
if you're going to drop points like now, it can't be against Fulham and West Ham.
Screw it. Go all in on the Champions League. We could say last year that they did lose twice to Brentford. City, that is. So,
Yeah.
So there's teams dropping points again. Anyway, moving on. Goal of the week. Marcus and I have landed on the same one here, and we can sort of talk about this game in a little bit of detail as well. For me, Cole Palmer, that second goal, that just touch to stop, the step over, and then the composure just to take that extra half second and put it in the back of the net. My God, fantastic goal, as much as I hate to say it being an Arsenal fan, but I saw that, I was like, whoa, that's awesome.
So underrated skill to do at full pace.
Yeah.
That's
ball rolling
that's
the
what
ball
took
over
me
the
away.
It's hard on FIFA, let alone in real life, that move. But
I think it'd be harder on FIFA. Think of the buttons you got to push.
Exactly, yeah.
Whereas if you're a supremely skilled athlete, it's, you can see how he does it. But watching it at full flight, it's amazing. And that was a big win for Chelsea at Luton. I know it's at Luton, but Luton have been in great form. And with a bit of luck as well for Luton, this could have been a draw or a Luton win as well.
100%.
A couple of missed opportunities there, you'd say, for Luton, but a win for Chelsea and just eking towards what you guys should be.
From 10th to 10th, we love it.
I was about to say that. I literally double checked. I'm like, we haven't moved, but we've actually been a
I think
bit more solid.
what we won now in a row? Is it 2 in a row?
Yeah, 2. 3 of the last 4. So that's our best form we've had probably in a year. So
Since Lampard took over, one of 17.
And then I think we play Fulham at home when Premier League comes
derby.
back. So, hopefully
another win.
Get another win there.
Goal of the week, Stats Guy?
Raul Jimenez. I know his actual finish wasn't the best goal, but the build-up, I really liked how Fulham played against you guys. I know, obviously, like you said before, Arsenal were dominating, but they just used that pace. And Willian on the left edge.
We didn't look likely in the second half.
He was so good on the left side, setting up the play. That whole build-up for Fulham was just like a classic Premier League goal. I love those goals on the counter-attack where you got all your players running forward and then just a quick finish from Jimenez. I think when Jimenez plays for Fulham, they've been a different side of the last couple of months. When he was out, they were struggling, comes back in and they get another win. So, Jimenez for me.
I want to shout out Keane Lewis-Potter's goal for Brentford as well. Matthias Jensen, that's back heel
disappointing.
flick.
He has 3 last names as his name.
Keane Lewis-Potter, true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was the back heel flick by Jensen,
Yeah.
played out wide, and the first time cross and the first time finish on the volley. Yeah, superb.
Awesome.
All right, to the Mackenzie Arnold, the Defence Minister of Australia, also known as the best save of the weekend. Mine's a package deal for Dubravka from Newcastle. I know he conceded 4.
He conceded 4. And they did lose 4-2, you know.
They did lose 4-2, but that was hardly his fault. There was no defence anywhere for him. He also saved the penalty, and without him, I reckon they conceded 8 or 9. I think, it's like, oh, you conceded 4. It's like, dude had a real good game. Like some of those you can't help, like the second penalty as well. It's just, you know, good stuff, Martin. You can hold your head up high. The rest of your team really can't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Despite conceding 4.
I'm going to go with Chelsea boy. Again here, Chelsea themed. Petrovic.
You guys might need to get rid of Sanchez.
I know.
Well, he's not great with his feet. Yeah, Petrovic
he looks
awesome.
good. Yeah.
Very much a shot stopper. He made a good save, headed onto the header from close range, onto the crossbar. And I think at that point, Luton had full momentum then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was great.
I'm going to go a package deal as well. Areola, I talked up West Ham before. He literally drew them the game. He got man of the match, Alphonse
Did have him
Areola.
as my keeper in fantasy. So
Really? That's a bit of a niche one. Yeah, well, he's got 4 clean sheets in a row. He's had just some multiple amazing left-handed saves where he was full stretch. Had to do 8 saves just to keep that 0-0 draw. So Brighton definitely should have scored, but Areola, definitely the best keeper for me this week.
Yep. All right, so some of the other games that we haven't really touched on that happened in this last period. Crystal Palace 3 beat Brentford 1. Geez, Brentford are struggling away from home, but this was all about Elise and his performance. That he is some player. Crystal Palace signed him to that extension early this season. God, that looks like good business now.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think Crystal Palace were in a little bit of a slump of form, obviously, when Eze and Elise were out, getting back in and they're firing. And obviously, Brentford are currently 16.
I was just checking it. Marcus, you said towards the start of the season in the office, he's walking around, Brentford are going to be crap. They're going to be near the relegation zone. They're now only...
Shout out to all the dudes who said Marcus doesn't know ball.
They're only 4 points above the relegation zone. And you look at they've lost 5 in a row. So they've been horrible.
Not going great. Aston Villa 3, Burnley 2. This looked anything but comprehensive from Aston Villa. There's a dip. There's a dip coming for them. They've been so good for 12 months across the latter parts of last season and this season. I think if a team drops out of the top 4, it's them.
Yeah, I think so.
Despite winning.
Yeah, but this is what they need to do to get top 4.
Yeah.
Is just get points from these games.
Yeah.
So
they nearly lost to Sheffield over the Christmas period too. So
I think it's similar to Newcastle last year where they held on to top 4. They had a couple of games where the opposition would score a couple of goals and they just get over the line. You just got to, like you just said, you just got to try and win those games. And whereas last year they would have lost a game like this to Burnley or things like that. So yeah, they got
before Emery came on, but with Stevie G,
before Emery
came
on. Sorry, yeah, with Stevie G, that would have been a 2-0 loss, I reckon. Yeah.
Nottingham Forest 2, Manchester United 1. This was fantastic because Manchester United lost, but Notts Forest at the City Ground, Nuno in. They are up and about at the moment, potentially facing some sanctions for financial fair play. We'll find out about that in the next few weeks, but it's okay. Manchester City, 115 charges. They're all fine. Anyway, big win for Nottingham Forest. It was 1-1 at that stage, and then they've gone the length of the field to score. It goes back to, you called him out last week saying Matt Turner's being good stats guy. He was horrendous.
I know. No, I said he had one good game. I said he's had a horrible season, and since he's gone over, there was a bit of a big talk that he was a decent signing, but he has been
good
horrible.
saver, horrendous with his feet.
Yeah. You just don't trust him when they're passing the ball. You just get worried every time he gets the ball.
Just launch it. Just launch it.
Just launch it, mate.
Yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised with Notts under the Nuno. I thought that Nuno would probably struggle. But yeah. Manager bounce.
Anthony Elanga was fantastic against his old squad.
Elanga's been one of the best sort of...
Something that probably Manchester United could use now.
I was about to say, rather than, Anthony, who ended the season with 0 goal contributions. The calendar year. Yeah, $100 million. Good stuff. Wolves 3, Everton 0. As I said, good vibes out of the Molineux. Good win, backing up the win over Chelsea. I don't think we need to talk about this too much.
Well, Wolves have actually been pretty solid this year. They're not gone too bad. They're in 11th.
Going to miss Hwang at the Asian Cup.
Hwang as well, I know, yeah.
And finally, Tottenham 3, Bournemouth 1. We already talked about it. Ange got in the face of some people, got a bit angry. They won, so Ange could celebrate with some sparklers.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, EPL Fantasy was sort of chatted on it throughout the show. So obviously with no games for the next 2 weeks, I think we're back on the 20th or something?
13th.
13th. Okay. Yep. Wow. So it is next weekend. Some of it's spread out a little bit.
Exactly when the Asian Cup starts is when the Premier League starts again.
Okay, cool.
So with that, you've obviously got to look at who's going away to the African Cup of Nations as well as the Asian Cup. So think of players like Mo Salah, Son Heung-min, Hwang Hee-chan, and Onana sort of probably top of the tree as far as people having them in their fantasy teams. So make sure a lot of the teams have been released and you can just go through it and basically check anywhere on the internet and take them out. So me having Salah as captain, got to get rid of him next week.
Yeah,
Who do you think's the biggest team affected by
Liverpool.
by this?
Liverpool 100%.
Yeah, I think there's been about
Endo's away as well.
I think Tottenham.
Tottenham, just because Son is like, much bigger standout.
And plus they lose Pape Sarr and Basuma as well, don't they?
Didn't he get injured though, Basuma?
Oh, well, either way. either way,
he's
they're
not
without
playing.
him.
But I'd say Liverpool, just because you've had 5 or 6 games this year where Salah has won the Reds games literally off his own boot.
Yeah,
so
but
I think without Salah, they need a few other guys. They do have the depth for it.
Well,
But
you
it'll just be
think
interesting.
about when this happened.
He's so dynamic though.
When this happened last time, do you remember Jota came in and they didn't lose
Killed
a
it.
game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
I'm
So
not-
they got better.
Yeah, but also in Jurgen Klopp's time in charge of Liverpool, they have lost more games in January than any month out of the year. I think they've only won like 46% of their games with him being in charge in January. So I think the draw against Arsenal and then the win against who was it, Newcastle, I think they're big points because I won't be shocked if they drop a few games. It won't even shock me if they play like a second div team in the FA Cup this week and just go, you know what, stuff it, we're going to rest our senior blokes.
Maybe.
Doesn't matter.
I think it depends. Where is that? Is that
Emirates.
Emirates first leg?
No,
Or is
it's the third round, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, they've
got the
Sorry, I
Emirates
was thinking
Stadium.
of Carabao Cup semi
Well,
final.
they've got FA
Sorry,
Cup
yep.
this week against Arsenal. I think this is the one they're like, okay, let's put our feet up for this. Then they've got the first leg of the Carabao Cup against Fulham the following weekend.
Arsenal and Liverpool are very stiff in that draw, by the way. I'm having a look at it.
We're going to talk to that later. Stats.
Sorry,
Read the run sheet.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, good stuff.
Anyway, I was going to say something about fantasy.
Yeah.
Was if you're taking out Salah, obviously he's worth a lot, but I'd bring in Jota as just like I think he's going to slot right in there as he did last season. And then Son, I brought in, as I said earlier, Richarlison. I think is a pretty good pick up there because he's in good form, but he's a bit untrustworthy.
Also, maybe you can think about bringing back in Haaland if you got rid of him. So
Yeah.
could be a good opportunity there. All right, before we wrap up this first segment, Leo, trivia guy, it is our time to shine. We've been awful at this trivia so far. I think it's Marcus on 2, myself on 1, Stats Guy on 1.
Yep.
Apparently, Leo's made it easier for us just to get the
Don't say that before the question.
Just a spot kick for us to
jeez.
start with, apparently.
All right, boys, you ready?
Yep.
No.
Not including penalties, which 4 players are tied for first in goals scored this EPL season?
4 players.
4 players.
Oh, God.
All right. It's not Cole Palmer because he's had a lot of penalties.
Yeah. We can all go just, one by one. This is terrible. I'm going to say Haaland.
Yeah.
Richarlison, because he hasn't scored
Oh,
penalties.
I don't know about that.
Haaland, Richarlison, Solanke, and Wang.
I
that's
was going to say
good.
Wang and Solanke.
I'll go.
Oh, I
Hwang,
know who. I've got the other one.
Hwang, Solanke, Haaland, and I'll think about the last one.
Yeah.
I've got who I think the
Wang,
other one is. if I
Solanke,
missed it.
Haaland. We're working together today because you guys just give me some answers. I was going to say Solanke, Wang, Haaland. Trying to think who the other one would be.
Hurry up. We can't
Richarlison.
take this.
Oh,
forever.
if you got another one.
My other one was Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna-
does he take penalties? Oh, no, Musa Diaby's taking a lot
Yeah.
of penalties. Don't mind that.
I'll go Elise. Chuck Elise in there.
All right, did you say your 4th stats guy?
I'll go Richarlison. Stuff it.
Jeez, you boys are not that good. You've all got the same 2 right in Haaland and Solanke.
Oh, okay, at least we got that. At least we got that.
The other 2.
It's going to be Salah still.
No.
No.
Son
Oh,
and Bowen.
I forgot about. I was talking about West Ham this whole show, and I forgot to say
Jared
Bowen.
Jared
Oh,
Bowen.
that's bad. Oh well, we got 2.
He's got
So no
10
one got
this
points.
week.
No,
'cause you
we all got a
2.
point. But
No, we're getting half a point. There.
yeah, we all get half a point.
All right, well, we're going to really just get down in the dumps here, but we're going to take a break. You can hear Stats Guy talk about some cricket show he does. Yay.
Great
We'll
cricket
be
show.
back
Thank
after
you.
this.
Lock in for a huge summer of slog sixes, rattle bales, and classic snags with the daily Cricket Today podcast. Keep up to date with all things BBL, BBL Supercoach, tests, ODIs, and T20s this summer, as well as the highlights and socials all season long. Search Cricket Today on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
All right, welcome back to Football Today. We've picked it up after our horrendous effort at trivia, but in the little break we had there, we did realise that 3 of our guesses were 1 goal below the
close.
11 goal mark, so we weren't too far off it. We're going to claim it anyway. All right, time for all Aussie adventures, what everyone is up to around the world. Alex Chidiac has come back to the Melbourne Victory. She pushes for selection at the Paris Olympics. Big coup for the Victory, getting her for 3 years.
She's really good.
Adelaide United. Weird. Struggles to get a game in America, then goes to Mexico on loan, struggles to get a game there.
Yeah.
Seemingly is that like person who every supporter is like, get her in the Matilda's team, get her in the Tilly's team.
Yeah.
She's a game breaker. Yet you can't get a game for club.
weird.
Is she just a bench impact player?
Possibly. I think she's better than
She'll tear
the
up
league here.
the A-League.
I reckon she might tear it up here, then try overseas again.
Well,
but it's
the
a
thing is,
weird circle she's in.
3-year deal means that if someone wants her, they're going to have to pay Melbourne Victory. So smart business by the Victory, bring some money in. Charli Grant signed for Tottenham this morning.
Yeah.
So fantastic with the gals taking over with Katrina Gorry expected to sign at West Ham imminently, which means I have a photo here of I wrote it down of where the Aussies are in the WSL. So at Arsenal, Ford, Catley, Cooney, Cross.
Everywhere at the moment.
At Brighton, Rule, Chelsea, Sam Kerr, Everton, Wheeler, Leicester have Nevin and Sasman. Liverpool has Tegan Micah. I butchered her name, sorry. Man City has Mary Fowler and Kennedy. West Ham has Arnold, and Spurs have Grant with also Katrina Gorry. As I said, expected to sign at West Ham.
So we're taking over.
And I think Hayley Rasso was at City too before she went to
Real Madrid as well.
So,
also should point out that with the signing of Kirsty Mewis signing for West Ham, Sam Kerr will probably extend at Chelsea.
Yes. Well, yeah, and they're supposed to play each other, I think.
That's the first game.
I think it's the
Mewis's
first game.
comes up against Sam Kerr.
The Sportsmanship Cup, they were calling it.
Yeah, well, no, how they had the hug at the Olympics a few years ago. That was very
It'd
sweet.
be good if they have a few duels against each other. That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
I just want to see someone just start up.
I said Jules.
Anyway, speaking of Sam Kerr, she was also the top scorer for club and country in 2023 across the Women's League with 37 goals. Think of all the games she missed this year or in 2023 due to injury. She could have had 50 plus if she was fit.
yeah, you think about it. You compare that to the men's.
Yeah.
Haaland, 50. They're all around the 50 odd for the top goal scorers calendar year.
And she could have got
Sam
50.
Kerr missed a
37,
bunch
missed
with
a bunch
injury.
of the year. So, yeah.
Amazing effort.
Great.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Sam Kerr. All right, Stats Guy Marcus, take us through what the lads are up to around the world. There's a bit of interesting stuff going on. What have we got? Some championship clubs sitting in playoff races, and then Chelsea and Carabao Cup finals against some of the boys.
Yeah, we do. Middlesbrough, they've got a lot of Aussie contingents there. Yeah, Tom Glover started in goal for Middlesbrough. Sammy Silvera started as well.
It makes sense. His name's Glover.
It's so funny. I used to watch him in the A-League and seeing Glover in goals.
I think he's moved to England just to escape the buckets.
The bucket. He was the one at the bucket.
Yeah,
that's right.
true.
Rolly McGree came on from the bench.
Yep.
They all featured in their win over Huddersfield. They sit 4 points from the playoff, and they face Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-final soon. So hopefully we'll get to see some Aussies out there against some of the big boys in the big stage.
That's awesome.
They've been great. And Callum Neuenhoff as well in the SPFL for Hearts grabbed an assist in a 2-2 draw. And there's plenty of other Aussies getting some minutes all around the world. So,
And with the Asian Cup starting next week, they'll all be transporting back to take up their spots in the national team.
And I think Alessandro Ciccardi, young centre-back, Aussie centre-back, he might be making a transfer move, perhaps maybe into the Premier League or another Serie A club.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I've just found out that the Asian Cup is in Qatar.
Yes.
Good stuff, mate.
Yes, it is. Because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
They
And
have
money
the
and a lot of other things.
Yep.
Oh, well, at least the final will be on if we get the time difference win again, it'll be on at a decent time, either late at night or first thing in the morning.
Yeah,
so
you'll
that's
wake
all right.
up and we'll still be up.
Yeah, that's all right.
you're on.
Mate, I'm going to be on the Gold Coast next
We'll
week.
do an Asian Cup final if we make it that far. Asian Cup final live stream.
We'll get Jim in. He'll be up and about for that.
Done. Sounds good.
All right, transfer portal. So obviously January transfer window. So signings maybe in abundance, maybe not. It's January feels weird because there could be a lot or there could be none. Nothing really surprises. I think in the first 10 days, stories will come out and this and that. And then the last 10 days, as is per the rule in the transfer window, it just explodes.
It's mainly the last day.
I think it's going to be underwhelming, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Okay.
January
A
transfer
lot of teams are under sort of FFP because it's are they going to make Europe? Are they not going to make Europe with their money sales next season and such? But the ones that have sort of come out and seem to be not concrete but of interest. Timo Werner obviously left Chelsea
Yep.
to go back to Germany.
He ruined us.
Apparently, Manchester United are in for him.
Well,
Surely
I haven't
not.
heard that.
I haven't heard that.
Came out this morning, Sky Sports Germany, like
Really?
full-on 3-minute segment on their show.
Yeah, well, because since he came back to Leipzig, he's been doing better than he was at Chelsea, but he's still not doing
Great.
Yeah, but he was already doing really well at Leipzig before that, and then he comes into the Premier
I
League.
thought he was a good player, just didn't.
Didn't click, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah, but I don't know about Man U. Maybe they do need a striker, so maybe
they
they're just
try
like
anything.
they'll need anyone at the moment. So that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Speaking of Manchester United, Jadon Sancho is apparently going to go back to Borussia Dortmund
Really?
on loan. So there'll be a loan fee with some of the salary paid. He's on an exuberant amount of money, £375,000 a week. That is insane. For someone who's been sitting on his butt for 3 months,
I know.
getting a paycheck week after week, I salute you, sir. That is the Australian dream.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Conor Gallagher apparently going to leave Chelsea, which seems wild to me given he's been one of your best players. But because he's an academy product, all of that money goes straight into FFP and can be stretched out over 5 years.
I feel bad for lots of things going on at Chelsea.
If he leaves
players like that.
right,
Yep.
I think this is almost.
yeah.
Are you changing from dark blue to this blue of Lazio?
No, I'll still stick with the dark blue. But yeah, honestly, I will not be a happy man.
Yeah.
Conor
Why
Gallagher
would
has
you?
probably been our second best player.
Yeah, you got Palmer, Gallagher in that midfield have been the two
I think
best.
I said it to you when Chelsea were going terrible, like last season, in like March. I was like, Conor Gallagher's really good.
That was when he wasn't even
If you
starting.
compare him to like his central midfield stats to a lot of like in the league, he's in the top 5.
Yeah.
He's so well rounded, and he's just like he bleeds blue. He wants to stay at Chelsea. He wants a contract. But you mentioned FFP, and that's just how Todd Bowley sees the club.
It's just money, not
FFP isn't like the heart of the club. FFP, so the academy isn't the heart of the club. It's financial.
Like, imagine if Arsenal are like, we have FFP, Bukayo Saka, 200 million. Like, as if that's going to happen. We're someone like Eddie Nketiah who can't break into the first team,
it's a
probably
bit
isn't
different,
good
yeah.
enough,
Yeah.
and you can sell him for. I see people saying, oh, you need to get 40 million for him. He's probably worth 20, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in today's market, number 9s, you
he's
could
worth-
probably get more.
We'll go to a Crystal Palace, Brentford, something like that. He's probably worth 20 to 30, and then
but realistically,
that's what I mean. Like someone like him compared to a Conor Gallagher, walk up starting 11 player every week.
Yep.
Makes no sense. Donny van der Beek also back to Man U. We skipped over that. That's the deal that's been confirmed. He's off to Eintracht Frankfurt on loan.
Well pronounced.
Yes, thank you. I've been working on that one all morning. So good for him because he was a gun. And
I
he's
still
got
think
no game time.
I still think he can produce, especially at Frankfurt because they're going really well. So I think that's a pretty good signing for them.
Even with Eric Ten Hag coming in, I'm so surprised he's not getting minutes considing he had him at Ajax.
Right.
Yeah, and he dominated
You'd
Ajax.
think, but I'm not sure what's going on there.
It's a
Something
very-
obviously behind the scenes is happening.
It's very sad.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, let's move on to the FA Cup and take a look at some of the games that are going on over this weekend. So it starts Friday morning, 5 a.m. It's currently Thursday afternoon here in Australia. There's 32 games, as said. We won't hit them all, but we'll start off with some of the main ones. So Brentford versus Wolves, obviously 2 EPL teams going up against each other.
Yep.
Way Wolves are going at the moment, they should roll into the G-Tech and win this.
Yep, I agree. I think they should win this.
As we mentioned, Brentford lost almost every game the last couple of months. So yeah, go on Wolves.
In a game that will be full of violence. Sunderland versus a Newcastle.
Oh, I can't believe
the
that.
Newcastle fans have been told to not take public transport to the games by the police.
Yeah.
This is huge.
If you've ever watched Sunderland Until I Die,
gonna
on
mention
you
that.
were going to mention
Yeah,
that on
good stuff.
Netflix. It's literally a religion in that town, and they're so close to those stadiums. They hardly play each other anymore because obviously Sunderland aren't in the Premier League. But I've been barracking for ages for Sunderland to get back up, just because this
they might be
rivalry is
soon.
huge.
They might be
They might
soon.
be.
So
this rivalry is massive.
If
so.
you're going to watch a game for pure atmosphere, this is it.
Will this be a better game than Arsenal Liverpool?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just because of the lot goal, there'll be a lot of
Yeah,
yellow cards as well.
Oh, yeah, it'll be aggressive.
If Bruno starts, Bruno will start.
Yeah,
This will
Bruno
just be an
might get
absolute
sent off.
toss.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Chelsea take on Preston. I just put this in, obviously, with you two being Chelsea fans. Do you just go full strength and batter them to get some confidence?
No, I don't think so. Our squad is so big. We need to rotate game time, give people minutes.
Yeah.
We still should beat Preston at home, but at least keep the big boys on the bench and bring them on.
Bring them on if you need.
You've
I
got
think.
Carabao Cup next week as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
a lot
so
going on, so I think you've got to rotate.
I think the 7th, on the 7th we play FA Cup, 10th Middlesbrough, 13th Fulham.
Oh, jeez.
So 3 games in 6,
Busy,
7 days.
Now the game that no one thought that we put on the run sheet, but we did, is Shrewsbury versus Wrexham. Wrexham. I'm going great. Yeah, against Wrexham. Obviously, Wrexham are going really well at the moment. They are 2nd or 3rd in League 2 at the moment. They are looking...
Back-to-back promotions.
Yeah, they're
looks
looking
like it.
good odds for
Unbelievable.
back-to-back promotions.
Third, yeah.
Yeah, they're flying at the moment. They had a 4-1 win last week. So again, just because it does bring eyes to the product, it would be great to see them make the 4th round and play a Premier League team.
That would be
that would be great.
awesome. They're just fun to watch as well. They're sort of like a bit like Tottenham, like Andrew likes to play. They just all run in the front half and
I
attack.
enjoy Wrexham more because,
It's
they're
not
not
Tottenham.
Tottenham.
yeah. And no, they are really fun to watch, and that'll be bit of fun. You get to watch these teams that you wouldn't usually watch. So
Yeah, Manchester City take on Huddersfield, and as Stats Guy mentioned earlier, it's interesting that Manchester City seem to get easy games when it comes to this. They've copped Huddersfield here. Have a look at their Champions League round of 16 record as well.
Yeah,
they
I know.
their nuffies every week.
Maybe in the Champions League, but give them a break. For this FA Cup, 3rd round, there's about 100 teams in there. And there's
64 teams, thank you.
exactly. The chances are I think you're just a bit butthurt that Arsenal have to play.
No, I'm just sick of Man City getting easy games.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what it is.
I do feel a little bit for Arsenal. Actually, no, I don't feel for them because I don't care.
Arsenal,
about it.
Liverpool, it's stiff that they cop each other
Absolutely,
when you see
absolutely. We got Preston.
Yeah.
They got Man City got Huddersfield. I know what you're saying.
It
but
does make it fun though.
Yeah.
It does. It's the magic of the cup where like a lower team can just get that magical draw all the way through and have a really cool run.
We'll be definitely backing for Huddersfield.
Hell yeah, go Huddersfield.
And that's where
Aaron Moy.
This is a good segue. With lower team getting a cup run, Wigan, and I reckon they have done that before against City, and I do think that they'll beat the other half of Manchester as well.
So you're tipping Wigan to beat Manchester United?
Yeah,
That
bring
would
it
be
on.
awesome. That could blow up their club.
Not really. I mean, it's more if they lost to like a 5th tier team.
Where's Wigan? Wigan's 17th in League One. So they're not very good.
Let's go Wigan. That would
2
be.
tiers below, almost 3 tiers below. So
They're winning.
Yeah, let's go Wigan. All right, go check your local bookmaker if you want a price there.
don't do that.
We are not suggesting any betting advice whatsoever. It'd just be fun if Wigan and Huddersfield put off the greatest double Manchester beating ever.
That'll be funny.
That'll be great.
All right, I think that's us done and dusted for this week on Football Today. Not sure on what we're going to do next week. Every chance is just Liam and Marcus running through the show. I am on assignment on the Gold Coast for Magic Millions, so that's going to be fun. Potentially a Wednesday show if I host. If not, you guys will take it on Thursday, talk about the FA Cup, the Asian Cup, Carabao Cup, whatever else
So much
is
to
going
talk
on.
about, yeah.
So you guys will have a fun show. Leo will have to get me to FaceTime in for the trivia segment. That's about it, because I can't miss a chance to
not get another
2-1
point.
lead. That is us done and dusted. Cheers, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Cheers, Marcus.
Thanks, Alex.
Shout out to Geraldo and Leo behind the camera doing a great job here. Make sure you check out the Football Today socials at Football Today Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Marcus is making people annoyed on Instagram. I'm annoying people on Facebook, and Stats Guy's just been really weird everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
All right, that is us done and dusted here on Football Today. We'll catch you next week.